I scene script. Have you ever wondered why our economy behaves the way it does? It's like a vast, intricate machine with countless moving parts, each influencing the other in a complex dance of supply, demand, investment, and consumption. Today's economy is a veritable labyrinth of challenges and complexities shaped by global trends, technological advancements, and policy decisions, among others. The task to make sense of this convoluted landscape falls on the shoulders of economists, who employ various theoretical frameworks to untangle the web. From the classical to the neoclassical, from the Marxist to the Austrian, each school of thought offers its unique lens to view and understand the economy. Yet, amidst this diverse theoretical landscape, one particular school of thought stands out for its progressive and dynamic approach, the Post-Keynesian Economics. Named after the renowned economist John Maynard Keynes, it offers a fresh perspective on understanding the economic phenomena that shape our world. To understand our economy better, we must delve into the concepts of post-Keynesian economics. What if we told you that there's a school of thought that takes a different approach to understanding economic phenomena? Welcome to Post-Keynesian Economics, a progressive stream of economic theory that challenges conventional wisdom. Born in the mid-20th century, this school of thought arose as a critical response to both classical and Keynesian economics. While it shares a name with the latter, don't be deceived. Post-Keynesianism is not just an extension of Keynesian thought, but rather a distinctive perspective that emphasizes the inherent uncertainty and complexity of the economic world. At the heart of post-Keynesian economics is the idea that demand is what drives economic growth. Unlike mainstream theories that often view demand as a byproduct of supply, post-Keynesians argue that it is consumption and investment decisions that fuel production and employment. In this view, economies are demand-driven systems, with spending decisions shaping the course of economic activity. Another cornerstone of post-Keynesian thought is the role of uncertainty in economic decision-making. In a departure from classical views, post-Keynesians reject the notion that individuals and firms can accurately predict the future based on past trends. Instead, they believe that the economy is characterized by fundamental uncertainty, with unpredictable events often disrupting established patterns. This perspective leads post-Keynesians to stress the importance of institutions and social conventions in shaping economic behavior, as these can provide a semblance of stability in an uncertain world. One more thing to note is that post-Keynesians reject the idea of general equilibrium. They believe that economies are dynamic and ever-changing, not static systems that naturally tend towards balance. This view has profound implications for how we understand economic crises and the role of policy in managing them. In essence, post-Keynesian economics provides an alternative way of understanding how economies work. It challenges us to think critically about the assumptions we make and to consider the complex interplay of factors that shape economic activity. Post-Keynesian economics offers a unique lens through which we can analyze and understand the economy. Now let's delve deeper into the key concepts of post-Keynesian economics. Our first stop is the concept of effective demand. In a nutshell, effective demand is all about how much of a product or service people are both willing and able to buy at a certain price. It's not just about desire or ability, but a combination of the two. For example, I might really want to buy a private jet, but unless I have the financial means to do so, my demand isn't effective. On the other hand, if I have the means but don't want a jet, my demand is also ineffective. Effective demand is what drives production and employment in the post-Keynesian view. Next up is uncertainty. In the world of post-Keynesian economics, uncertainty isn't just a risk that can be calculated and managed. It's an inherent and unavoidable part of life. Think about planning a picnic. You can check the weather forecast, but there's always a chance of a surprise rainstorm. That's uncertainty. In economic terms, this means businesses can't predict everything that will affect their profits and losses, which influences their decisions about investment, production, and employment. Moving on, let's talk about endogenous money. This idea flips the conventional view of money on its head. In the post-Keynesian view, money isn't a finite resource that the government or central bank controls. Instead, it's created within the economy, primarily by banks when they make loans. Imagine you're a bank and I'm a customer. When you give me a loan, you don't hand me a bag of cash. You simply make an entry in a ledger, effectively creating new money. This has important implications for economic policy, as it suggests that money supply is driven by demand for loans rather than central bank actions. Finally, we come to the principle of increasing risk. This principle suggests that as firms invest and expand, their risk of bankruptcy also grows. Picture a tightrope walker. The further they walk along the rope, the higher the risk of falling. Similarly, as firms invest more, their financial commitments increase, raising the risk of default if profits don't materialize as expected. This principle adds a note of caution to the post-Keynesian enthusiasm for investment-led growth. These concepts form the core of post-Keynesian economics and offer a different perspective on economic phenomena. So next time you're pondering the state of the economy, remember that there's more than one way to look at things, and that's the beauty of post-Keynesian economics. It challenges us to think differently, to question assumptions, and to remember that the economy is a complex, dynamic, and ever-changing entity. So, how does post-Keynesian economics apply to our everyday life? Well, let's delve into that. At its core, post-Keynesian economics offers a lens through which we can examine and explain real-world economic phenomena like inflation, unemployment, and economic crises. Take inflation, for example. Traditional economic theories often treat it as a result of excessive demand, but post-Keynesian economics provides a different perspective. It suggests that inflation can also stem from cost-push factors. These are elements that increase the costs of goods and services, such as rising wages or raw material prices, which then lead to higher prices. This perspective broadens our understanding of inflation and offers a more nuanced approach to tackling it. Similarly, when it comes to unemployment, post-Keynesian economics posits that it's not simply a result of workers choosing not to work due to high welfare benefits, as some traditional theories might suggest. Instead, it sees unemployment as a systemic issue, often caused by inadequate demand in the economy. This perspective urges us to consider macroeconomic policies that stimulate demand, like increased government spending or lower interest rates, as potential solutions to unemployment. Now let's talk about economic crises. Post-Keynesian economics views these not as anomalies, but as natural outcomes of an inherently unstable capitalist system. It argues that financial markets are not always efficient as traditional theories claim, but can, in fact, lead to speculative bubbles and subsequent crashes. This understanding prompts us to consider regulations that curb excessive speculation and promote financial stability. In essence, post-Keynesian economics doesn't just help us understand these economic phenomena, it also informs policy decisions. It encourages us to consider solutions that might not align with traditional economic thinking, like using fiscal policy to stimulate demand or regulating financial markets to prevent crises. Post-Keynesian economics, thus, provides a practical framework for understanding and addressing economic issues. The beauty of this economic school of thought lies in its relevance and applicability to the real world, offering us both insight and guidance as we navigate the ever-evolving economic landscape. So, where does post-Keynesian economics stand in today's world? This question brings us to the tail end of our journey through the progressive economic thought, known as post-Keynesian economics. Let's take a quick stroll down memory lane. We started by understanding the state of today's economy, where it's evident that conventional economic theories are not always sufficient. We then delved into the heart of post-Keynesian economics, a school of thought that challenges the traditional economic paradigm and offers a fresh perspective on economic realities. The key concepts of post-Keynesian economics, remember, revolve around the inherent uncertainty of the future, the importance of effective demand, and the role of institutions in shaping economic outcomes. These ideas provide a more comprehensive understanding of economic phenomena, going beyond the simplistic assumptions of mainstream economics. We also saw how these concepts apply in real-world scenarios, illuminating aspects of the economy that are often overlooked by other theories. From the effects of income distribution on aggregate demand to the role of financial institutions in economic stability, post-Keynesian economics provides a robust framework for understanding the complexities of the modern economy. However, like any school of thought, post-Keynesian economics has its limitations. It's a heterodox approach, meaning it deviates from mainstream thought and hence may not be as widely accepted or understood. Moreover, its focus on uncertainty and institutions can make its predictions less precise than those of more deterministic theories. But regardless of these challenges, the relevance of post-Keynesian economics in today's economic landscape is undeniable. It offers a dynamic, nuanced perspective on economic issues, making it a valuable tool for anyone seeking to understand the economic world in all its complexity. So we leave you with a challenge. Don't just take our word for it. Explore this school of thought further. Read, research, and engage with the ideas of post-Keynesian economics. Because remember, post-Keynesian economics is not just a theory, but a tool for understanding and navigating the economic world we live in.